All right, today's question is from Brittany, and she says, the struggle is real. I have so many worries. What if I miss a skill? What if I'm not teaching enough? How do I know if he's learning? My biggest concern is missing something with my 7 and 4-year-old. I've read all the what you should know by the end of first grade, but I feel like there should be more. Okay, this is a real worry. I remember worrying about this too. And we worry because we want to make sure we're giving the best education to our kids, right? And we also worry because education these days seems like it's just this list of things to know, like a bunch of boxes to check off. And if they miss something, what happens? We worry because we really do want the best for our kids, but we don't have to worry about it as much as we do because truly this isn't how kids learn. They don't really care if all the boxes are checked. And if we're focusing on that, it's going to be stressful. It is stressful. It's very worrisome. They like to learn what's interesting and relevant to them. Kids are natural learners if we can guide them that way. And the thing is even if they went to public school, they would still have gaps in their learning. Like maybe they zoned out for that one lesson and they didn't hear it. Maybe they didn't understand it and it kept moving on in the classroom. Maybe that just didn't stick because it had no point in their life. Maybe it was never taught. The thing is, we all have gaps in our learning. While some of the books, like What Your First Grader Needs to Know, could be helpful, you got to use that as a guide, not as a checklist, and not as your report card as you compare your kid to what has been learned. Okay. The stress just doesn't help the kids learn. And it doesn't help you to be comparing your kid either, because all kids learn at their own pace. Some will learn faster in one area, some will learn faster in another area, some will be slower. It's really an individual thing. And how do you know they're learning? You can see it. You can tell if they're learning. And they're learning when they're happy and when they're making new connections in their heads. You don't have to test them because you're right there with them and you can see if they are feeling good about learning. So that's what it's better to do, is just let's teach our kids some basic skills and guide them in their interests. And instead of letting the curriculum guide all the learning and tell us if we're doing a good job or not, let it just be a tool that we can speed up or slow down for the kids. And I found it's so much better than, like, if I'm trying to make my kids get through the curriculum to make sure they're learning, often they're not because they don't like it and I'm stressed out, right? The feeling guides a lot of what we're doing in our homeschool, and that stress and worry does not help the learning process along, right? But if we can focus more on creating good feelings around the learning so that they love the learning, it's going to be so much better, because if they love learning, then they can figure out anything that they need to. If they didn't learn it before, if they didn't learn it when the book said they should, right? And as we teach them that they are good people and we build the relationship with them and we believe in them, wow, then they're going to know that they're problem solvers. They can do this. And as we focus more on seeing the potential of the child, that's going to help them learn more and grow more. I remember stressing about this, but really what I was doing was I didn't want to be a failure. I was dumping that all on my kids, and that's no good either. So that's the thing. We all have gaps in learning, even as adults, because we've never learned everything. We're not done learning yet. And as adults, we shouldn't stop learning, right? We keep learning when there is a reason to do so. When we have a problem, we can figure it out because we can go learn it and figure that out. And there is that reason to do so when we decide that we want to become better and help others do the same. So as you learn how more to let go of the worry and just more trust the process, that kids are natural learners, that they have great potential, that they can learn. It doesn't mean we stop teaching altogether, but we keep it more enjoyable, more fun, Wow, makes such a big difference in our homeschool. When you're stressed out about making sure they learn everything, that is the fast road to burnout. And I've been there, done that, and that is no fun. It's changing the mindset to just enjoy it and to love leading our kids along.